All right, good evening and welcome to the masterclass. We are in spring and our talk tonight is actually a really important topic because it's about what happens in spring and the energy of spring. And a few years ago, I got interviewed by a local channel here because I'm friends with one of the gals that is a reporter, and she called me up and said, I remember that you said that you never set a New Year's resolution. In fact, you should never set a New Year's resolution. And she interviewed me and I ended up being on TV talking about why you don't set a New Year's resolution. And it's because of spring. In the spring, it is when we are going through a huge transition and we are shifting from winter into a growth time of year. The other thing that happens, this is the reason why in Ayurveda we do the Ayurvedic cleanses. I wish that I could give you guys all the information so you knew how big of a deal it really is. But because we are reversing the disease pathway when you do a cleanse, you're reversing it. So any kind of imbalances that you have that don't get addressed, they move deeper into the tissues of the body and eventually start impacting other systems of the body. Well, in the spring, it's opportunity. It's time for opportunity. It's the time when we do the cleanse. So any toxins and accumulation from winter, like I always tell you guys, you're able to use the energy of spring to help move what's naturally happening outside of nature and also inside of you. That process is naturally happening where the cold is now, the snow and the ice is now melting and then moving into the streams. And that means all debris from fall and from winter, the old dead leaves and sticks and stuff, they're all going to get washed into the streams and rivers, and they get moved down and out, and everything gets cleared away. And then the next season is this growth time. So in that time is when we plant seeds. You don't plant seeds in the winter. And that is why you don't set a New Year's resolution in the winter. January 1st is fine and dandy. Unless you live in a warmer climate where it's a growing season, it doesn't apply as far as like setting goals. Now, of course, you can always set goals at any time of the year because we're going to talk about a word called a Someculpa. Someculpa is an intention. It's a goal. It's something that you want to achieve. And it's always based on thought, on whatever it is that's going on inside of you, a deeper desire, actually, a deeper desire that's in your heart. In yoga, there's this whole interaction between what your intentions are and also your karmas, your samskaras, the impressions that you have. So when we grow up, we were told certain things. We had certain things that went into the subconscious, and we play those out in our life over and over and over, unless we can use our Someculpa, our ability to plant seeds of intention, to help us shift and move through those, out of those samskaras, those impressions that kind of keep us down, keep us stuck. Yoga is one of the ways that we facilitate the change of energy and the movement of energy, because unless you're moving and allowing energy to flow throughout the body, you're never going to be able to dislodge. So I've witnessed over the years in a lot of my classes where people will all of a sudden start crying in class. And I always give a thumbs up. And it's because something has dislodged just from the practice. They don't even know what it is. Years ago, I had a friend that I had met in the Bay Area, and he grew up in either Egypt or Israel. And he had to join the military, and he was involved in some sort of situation where he was taken prisoner. and he was in this prison for a couple of years. Well, later after he got out and he left, he came to the US, he started doing yoga. And what happened with yoga is all of a sudden these scary, scary memories were coming to the surface. And he didn't know what to do. He started tensing up. And I encouraged him to just breathe and relax and allow those impressions to come to the surface so that they can be resolved and move out of the body. So tonight we're talking about intentions, goals, setting goals, planting seeds, and it's called a Someculpa. It's very popular now. It wasn't so popular not like 5-10 years ago, but Someculpas are popular now because now yoga nidra has become popular. Nidra means sleep. So yoga nidra is a technique that is used to, it's done doing a few things. It's helping the body relax, but it's also an opportunity to plant a seed in the subconscious. So you plant your seeds of intention when the body's relaxed so that you have access to the subconscious. You're not going to have access when you're tense and running around and feeling stressed out. You need to be relaxed. In other words, move out of the faster brain waves, slow those down, get into more of a meditative type of brainwave, slow brainwave, so that now when you plant a seed of intention, it has the ability to stick. Okay. So I have a few things that I wanted to just read to you guys. And then I also have a little thing that I put together that's a little intention, what we're going to be using tonight in our practice. So our practice that we're doing tonight, our yoga practice that we're doing, we're going to be using our practice as a way of connecting with what is in my heart. What is my heart's desire? What do I really, really want? Right? So Someculpa is the power of your will. That's how yoga looks at it. But in Ayurveda, it's your ability to heal. It's your ability to heal. Being able to plant seeds towards healing the body. So it means will and motivation, intention, and goal. That's what Someculpa means. And it's an important activity of the mind. And it's always engaged because you're always projecting forward what's going on in your mind, what's going on in your heart, whether you're aware of it or not. You're always projecting. You're looking through a filter of how you see the world, of what you believe based on your beliefs. If you were born in another part of the world, you would have a whole different filter. You would be seeing the world possibly differently than you do because of your own life experiences and how you were raised. So we create ourselves through our intentions, always. And it's at the heart level that we're really trying to access with these seeds. So Someculpa is the main mental action for creating impressions, samskaras. And it's a deep-seated conditioning. So samskaras, like I said, those impressions get inserted oftentimes when we're young and our subconscious is wide open, wide open. So Someculpa is a plan. It's a strategy. It's a way of reaching your goals. And what we want to do is you actually want to consider a Someculpa in everything that you do. Everything that you do. What is my intention with this phone conversation? What is my intention with this class today? What is my intention with this practice? What is my intention when I go to bed tonight? What is my intention? And we don't connect with that. But if you did connect with that, you would start noticing that things will unfold differently for you when you connect with your Someculpa. So Someculpa implies not only on developing your own will, but also on using forces, those forces around us that can help us achieve our goal. So the best time of the year to do that is spring. The forces of spring, the energies of spring are ripe for you to manifest and reach your goals. This is the time where you set your goals, where you make your resolutions right now. So it's an opportunity for you to not just think about what do I want, but to really connect with how do I really want to live? What do I truly want in my heart? Because that's there anyway. So how do we uncover what that is, what's in the heart? And there's a lot of different ways for Someculpas to evolve. A lot of people that are involved in different types of practices. So say you're very devotional, like with your church or something like that, then your Someculpas and your intentions are going to be around that. How can I be of service? How can I come through the world and be a spiritual being, if that's something that's important to you? Or maybe you're using it as a way to just reach, your physical goals. That's okay too. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all a way of knowing this is what I want, get very clear about it, plant the seeds, and pay attention to the forces that are going on within you. And by the way, we also have different times of the day that are also more ripe for intentions. And if you're going to plant seeds of intention and it's not spring, but say it's summertime or wintertime, you can actually use the forces and the rhythms that move through the day and the energies that move through the day. So the morning time is kapha time. That is a time of growth. It's a slower moving time, but it's a time where it's all about opening, and it's when there's a more nourishment. So you can plant your seeds of intention in the morning after your meditation. Plant your seed during kapha time, And then that way you start your day off very grounded, very solid. You plant your seed there. Okay. So we are going to now use a practice that helps us. And I've got this little form, and normally I would hand it out if we were in class, but we're not. So I'm just going to read it to you. I typed this up for you guys. Remembering that Someculpa is a resolution, a commitment. It's something that you want to achieve, and it rises out of a deeper desire in your heart. Culpa means rules to be followed above all others. San means the heart. So the idea is that you want to embody the Someculpa so that you don't forget it, and you embody it so that you can release it. You don't have to keep remembering it. So if you embody it, you absorb what that Someculpa is. You understand in your body, what does abundance look like? What does it feel like? And then you go from there. You embody it. You let your cells understand it. Contemplate before and through your asana practice tonight. So we are going to do an asana practice tonight and contemplate as we move through the practice. What do I crave? What do I want? What do I find myself constantly being drawn to? What do I need? Again, what do I desire? What's in my heart? What is the body telling me? Like, what is my body saying? What does my heart say? And after we do our practice tonight, we're then going to do a little part at the end where we insert our intention, our Someculpa, into our subconscious. So that's how we're ending our practice tonight. Okay, sounds very exciting. You will end up ending class today having the ability to see, hear, speak, feel what you would behave like and how you would perceive through all of your senses of what your Someculpa would look like. So if you were to manifest that Someculpa, all of your senses would be involved. And we're going to go through each one of those senses. Okay. All right. All right. So let me stop this.